On the very day I handed over my father's company to save my husband's mother from the brink of death, he walked into our bedroom with another woman. No apology, no explanation, just one cold sentence. "Pack your things. She's the new lady of this house tonight." I was 7 months pregnant, holding hospital bills paid with my own inheritance. When I tried to speak, he smiled and said the words that shattered everything. "You were never worthy of this family." They thought I would leave quietly. What they didn't know was that this was the beginning of their end. 3 years earlier, I met David Chen at my father's funeral. While others offered hollow condolences, he stood silent beside me in the rain. "You're the only one who understands silence is enough," I whispered. What I didn't know was he'd researched everything about me before showing up. My father had been the largest textile manufacturer in the region. I'd inherited everything at 23, factories, contracts, legacy. David was 28, worked in supply chain management, had exactly $73 in his bank account. But he knew how to make a grieving woman feel seen. 6 months later, when he proposed, his mother was in the hospital with stage 3 kidney disease. "I can't afford her treatment," he admitted, tears streaming down his face. "But I can't ask you for money. It wouldn't be right." I transferred $200,000 that same night. His mother got her surgery. We got married 3 weeks later. I signed a prenup his lawyer prepared. "It protects us both," David said, kissing my forehead. I didn't read it carefully. I trusted him completely. The first year was quiet humiliations. His mother moved into our house, the one my father built stone by stone. "Elena, the tea is cold," she'd say every morning. I'd make it again. "Elena, you're wearing that dress to the company dinner. People will think David married beneath him." I'd change clothes immediately. His younger sister, Madison, visited monthly, always leaving with shopping bags full of items from my closet. "You don't mind, right? You have so many things." I never said no, never set boundaries. David started coming home late. "Building the business," he'd explain, kissing my forehead absently. I believed him because I wanted to. I'd transferred the company shares to joint ownership earlier that year, thinking marriage meant equal partnership. That's when Rachel appeared. She was David's college friend, he said, an interior designer helping redecorate the office. Rachel had a way of finishing David's sentences. They shared inside jokes I wasn't part of. His mother adored her instantly. "Rachel is so sophisticated," she'd say, loud enough for me to hear from the kitchen. Not like some people who just inherited wealth without earning a single thing. At company events, David would stand with Rachel for hours discussing business strategies. I'd stand alone in the corner, 7 months pregnant, watching my own employees treat me like an outsider in my father's company. Subscribe now for what happens next. Then David's mother got sick again. The doctors said she needed a kidney transplant urgently. "The wait list is too long," David told me, his face buried in his hands. "She won't make it 3 months." I didn't hesitate even a second. "Test me," I said immediately. We were a perfect match. The surgery was scheduled for the following month. 2 weeks before the operation, I found Rachel's earring in our bedroom, not in the guest room, in our bedroom, under our bed. David came home late that night. "I need to tell you something," he started, but I interrupted him. "I found her earring." He didn't deny it, didn't apologize, just looked at me with something close to relief washing over his face. "I never wanted to marry you, Elena. You have to understand that my mother was dying. Your father's company was our only chance at survival. Rachel and we've been together since college." I felt our baby kick hard against my ribs. "What about the baby?" "It's mine. I'll take responsibility for that. But after my mother's surgery, after she's stable, I want a divorce." His voice was so calm, like we were discussing a simple business transaction. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about every humiliation, every silent sacrifice, every moment I swallowed my dignity. They all added up to this singular moment. The next morning, David's lawyer called. "Mrs. Chen, about the prenup you signed. In case of divorce, all assets return to their original owner. That means the company returns to David. But I inherited it from my father. You transferred the shares to your husband last year. Legally, he's the original owner now. I'd signed away everything that mattered. I still donated my kidney. People called me stupid. But David's mother was dying, and I couldn't let her die for her son's betrayal. Surgery took 6 hours. When I woke, David wasn't there. Rachel was, scrolling her phone in the chair. David asked me to check on you. He's with his mother in ICU. My incision burned. Every breath felt like stabbing. Can you call the nurse? I'm not your servant, Elena. Call button's right there. She pointed without looking up. David appeared that night. Surgery successful. My mother is stable. He didn't ask how I felt. 2 weeks passed. I recovered in a room David never visited. His mother recovered in a private suite surrounded by flowers and family. Discharged Thursday. David sent his driver. Home, my belongings were boxed by the entrance. David is at the lawyer's, his mother said from the living room, sipping tea on the couch my father commissioned. Divorce papers ready. Take your things and leave today. This is my father's house. Was. Now it belongs to my son. You were just a convenient bank account. Madison emerged wearing my mother's jade bracelet. Oh, good. I need you to sign something acknowledging you gave this to me. My hands shook, not from anger yet, from recognition. Every sacrifice had been calculated. They'd studied me like a blueprint, found every soft spot, methodically dismantled my life. I signed divorce papers that night. David didn't look at me. Company transfers to me, house stays with me, you get 50,000. Generous considering you brought nothing. I brought everything. My father's legacy, my dignity, my kidney. Nobody forced you. Rachel walked in holding David's hand, already wearing an engagement ring. Can we speed this up? We have dinner reservations. Something inside me didn't break. It crystallized, became sharp, clear, cold. I smiled, really smiled. Congratulations on the engagement. David looked uneasy. He'd expected tears. Thank you, Rachel said, suspicious. I hope you're very happy, I continued, signing the last page. I'm sure the company will thrive. I stood holding the check. This is generous, thank you. His mother narrowed her eyes. You're taking this rather well. Why wouldn't I? You've taught me so much about business. I walked out with one suitcase, $50,000, no home, no company, no family. 5 months pregnant with a child whose father wanted to erase me. But I had something they didn't know about. 3 days before my father died, he'd given me a USB drive. Only open if you need it. I've made provisions, just in case. I'd never opened it. That night, in a cheap motel, I finally did. Inside were documents, contracts, evidence my father never fully trusted David. He'd created a separate offshore company in my name, seeded with investments David knew nothing about. Detailed records of every business deal from the last 5 years, including several that would interest tax authorities. And a video. My father, recorded 2 weeks before death. Elena, if you're watching this, something went wrong. I've been transferring assets quietly for months. David doesn't know the company he controls is hollowed out. Valuable patents, international contracts, supplier relationships, all in your name now. He has a shell. You have substance. I've documented his financial irregularities, his family's schemes, and evidence his mother's first surgery was unnecessary. Fraud to extract money from you. I'm sorry I left you alone, but I didn't leave you defenseless. I played it 3 times, then started making phone calls. 6 months to execute my father's plan. 6 months of David thinking he'd won. Rachel redecorated. His mother hosted parties where I'd grieved. I gave birth alone in public hospital. A daughter, Grace, after my mother. David never called. I didn't contact him. While I healed, my father's lawyer executed strategy. First, international suppliers received notice their contracts were with my offshore company. They switched overnight. David's company lost 60% revenue in 1 month. Then regulatory investigation began. Anonymous tips about tax irregularities, fraud, fake medical records from his mother's first surgery. Evidence my father collected was damning. Finally, patents. Every textile innovation registered under my company name. David's lawyers called it fraud. My lawyers proved it was legitimate asset protection. David called 3 times one day. I didn't answer. He showed up with Rachel. I let them in. David looked older, thinner. Eleanor, we can fix this. Come back. We'll make you partner. No. You stole everything from me. I'm correcting the record. Your father's company is mine. The house is mine. The reputation you're losing is earned. Rachel grabbed his arm. David, let's go. She's insane. Actually, I'm rational now, first time in years. David collapsed on my couch. Please, my mother is sick again. We can't afford... I know. Investigation revealed her first surgery was fabricated. Second illness is real, though. Stress-induced, perhaps. You wouldn't let someone die out of spite. You're right, I'm not you. I handed him an envelope. Check for her medical expenses. Full treatment. Same amount I gave 3 years ago. His hand shook, opening it. There's a condition. Publicly apologize for fraud. Transfer house back. It was my father's, never yours. Stay away from my daughter. Forever. Elena. Non-negotiable. Rachel pulled him toward door. We'll figure something else out. He didn't move. Calculating. Mother's life against pride. I'll do it. Everything. Good. My lawyer will send paperwork. They left. I picked up Grace from crib. Sleeping, tiny fists curled. Your grandfather protected us, I whispered. He taught me real strength isn't staying when you're not valued. It's building something new from what they thought destroyed. House returned. David's company collapsed 6 months later. He got job in supply chain again, back where he started. Rachel left him. His mother recovered but lost everything paying bills even with my help. I never celebrated their downfall, just moved forward, building father's offshore company bigger than original. Grace is 3 now. Sometimes I drive past old house, renovated into foundation for women escaping financial abuse. Father's legacy and mine combined. David sent letter last month. Apology. Didn't read past first line. Some broken things don't need examining. Just stay broken. I'm not bitter. I'm free. And that's the coldest revenge of all.